Hello! Welcome to this week's Private Funds Update. I'm Sandra from SmartEsq, and today is Thursday, July 16th, 2026. Let's dive in. We kick things off with the SEC's newly published 2026 Reg Flex Unified Agenda. The twice-yearly list of rulemakings federal agencies expect will have a substantial economic impact. The Reg Flex agenda lists the SEC's current rulemaking initiatives and reflects the SEC's rulemaking priorities. Out of the ambitious 36 projects currently at the proposed rule stage, 4 items should be on every private fund compliance officer's radar. First, the Commission has formally listed enhancing retail exposure to private markets as a priority, pointing toward amendments under both the Advise-ERS Act and the 40 Act. Chairman Atkins put it bluntly: private market exposure should not be reserved for wealthy insiders. Second, the SEC plans to amend the investment advisor pay-to-play rule. For years, the industry has lobbied for change, arguing the strict liability standard unfairly penalizes entire firms for minor, inadvertent political contributions. An amendment would alleviate a massive compliance headache. Third, the SEC is revisiting the regulatory status of finders, who routinely help source capital for private funds. Clarifying this gray area could dramatically streamline the fundraising ecosystem. Fourth, the Commission is addressing the industry-wide crackdown on off-channel communications, proposing amendments to the Investment Advisor Record-Keeping Rule and the Broker-Dealer Rule 17A-4. Crucially, the SEC plans to clarify the phrase business as such. After years of enforcement sweeps over WhatsApp and text messages, formally defining what constitutes a business record could give compliance teams a much-needed, workable standard for the digital age. We'll be watching the timeline on these proposed rules closely as we head into the fall. Staying on the regulatory front, we saw a major development for activist managers and special situations funds. On July 9th, the SEC's Division of Corporation Finance posted new interpretations that could alter how activist campaigns are structured. The division is addressing the anonymity of special-purpose vehicles. According to the new guidance, if you form an SPV to target a specific company's board, and your underlying investors know the target in advance, those investors must now be identified in your Schedule 13D filings and disclosed as participants in your proxy materials. The guidance also sharpens the beneficial ownership rules surrounding total return swaps. The bottom line? The SEC is effectively targeting the use of sidecar vehicles by forcing transparency and making it more difficult for activist funds to quietly pool capital under the radar before launching a hostile proxy fight. Turning to international markets, Hong Kong's regulators are tightening the leash on crypto exposure. In an update to its virtual asset framework, the Securities and Futures Commission, the SFC, has revised requirements for publicly offered funds with crypto exposure. The headline requirement remains strict. Any fund accessible to the Hong Kong public must secure prior SFC approval if it intends to hold more than 10% of its net asset value in virtual assets. The SFC clarified that fiat-referenced stablecoins issued under Hong Kong's new stablecoins ordinance, as well as tokenized deposits, are excluded from this 10% cap. Beyond the threshold, the circular draws some hard lines. The SFC strictly prohibits the use of fund-level leverage to finance crypto investments. And while crypto staking isn't banned outright, it is now highly conditional, requiring funds to use SFC-licensed platforms or authorized banking institutions. For global managers distributing in Asia, the message is clear. Hong Kong is building a highly structured, risk-averse framework. If you manage a multi-asset fund or ETF distributed in the region, it's time to audit your crypto allocations and custody agreements. That's your private funds briefing for this week. For a deeper analysis on how these changes affect your compliance programs and deal structuring, please review our newsletter and visit www.smartesc.ai.